Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we will be reacting to Tottenham Hotspur's third round win in the FA Cup against Portsmouth, as a beautiful Harry Kane goal in the 50th minute did the damage for the hosts and got us through to the next round of the FA Cup, the draw of which will take place tomorrow, Sunday, January 8th, after Man City versus Chelsea. The sole goal of the game came in the 50th minute when Kane played a quick 1-2 with Ryan Sessegnon on the edge of the box, skipped past two Portsmouth players, and rifled a shot into the far corner, curling it past Portsmouth goalkeeper Joshua Griffiths and into the back of the net. The only goal of the game in what was a very big Tottenham-dominated game, but really not a whole load of big chances for them in terms of shots. My man of the match goes to either one of Heel or Sarr. Those two were unbelievable today, easily our best players. Kane is kind of like a second place shout for me, but I think Sarr and Heel were really the standouts today.
Heel not as good as Crystal Palace, but still great today. Really energetic, showing what he can do. Sarr was also great. Kane was also good. Brilliant finish for the goal. Off balance as well. So them three were pretty much tied in man of the match for me.
As for the rest of the team, our defense held relatively solid. Although Tanganga, I feel like he gave away a lot of unnecessary fouls when defending headers, especially off of the Portsmouth goal kicks. I feel like he gave away an unnecessary amount of fouls, which just did not make sense. He committed 3 fouls, which is, when you're playing a team that has 28% possession, really giving away 3 fouls should not be your aim. So that was a big flaw, I think, in my opinion. Midfield, Sarr was good. Skip, his passing was good, but his first touch was a little heavy at times, and he missed a huge opportunity.
To get his first Spurs goal. I thought he was gonna get it there. He wasn't quite set. He didn't quite set his feet. He didn't realize the ball was gonna ricochet to him, and he wasn't ready to take the shot.
Sessegnon had like a good first 10-15 minutes, but then he really went down a hill. Did well for the goal. With that 1-2 to keep up his physicality, but he had a 11% crossing accuracy today. 11%.
Probably 80% of his crosses all were blocked.
Yeah. So Emerson's career, for this season, Emerson's crossing average has been 12%. Ryan Sessegnon's has been 14%. And if we look to Doherty, who got his first goal of the season, his crossing average is almost 30%. That is a huge difference, and I think that really shows the difference between the good wingbacks in our squad and the lower-rated wingbacks in the squad. Another example, Ivan Perisic, averaging almost a 35% crossing accuracy. So it's understandable that we play bad. Well, the way we play is a 5 at the back, right, system, which means we rely on wingbacks. That's how the Conte system has been. That's how it's going to be for the while that Conte's here. But to play well in a Conte system, you have to have good wingbacks. And that's why we demolished Palace 4-0, because Doherty and Perisic are easily our best wingbacks right now. They're the most consistent.
They're the most creative and consistent. Doherty scored against Palace, got his first goal of the season. Emerson would not take that. Doherty is 10 times
more
composed, and Emerson is more flair. Doherty is not like that. And Doherty's crossing is, of course, 10 times better than Emerson Royale's. Sessegnon had a great start to the season, but he slowly declined. I think he's just having a bit of a dip in form. Even when he came on against Palace, he didn't look very convincing.
Yeah.
Late in the game, but I think he's just having a little dip in the form. He'll get over it.
I hope he gets over it, because he was such a good player. Then something changed, and now he just has no confidence. He cannot beat his man at all. If he runs, he had 0 out of 4 successful dribbles. So 0 successful dribbles out of 4 attempts, which, as a wingback, you want to be beating your man most of the time, which is what Perisic does, even though he's 33. That's what Doherty does, even though he's not the fastest in the world.
And he's also 30.
Yeah, and he's also 30. So Sessegnon should be able to comfortably beat his man. Same with Emerson. I think Emerson did a little better than Sessegnon if you look at the game as a whole today. but neither were good, and that's why our performance was so bad, is because our wingbacks were bad.
Emerson was at least good in the second half. Put that header onto the post. That was really unlucky for him. Could have scored. But in the first half, he was woeful.
Yeah, he was pretty bad. A side note, we also had a late replacement in our starting XI. Basuma was supposed to start along Sar, but he pulled out due to injury. The reports are that he suffered an ankle injury in the warm-up to the game, but they're saying he should be okay for Arsenal, which is going to be important because I don't see Bentancur coming back. Kulusevski, I think there's a chance. Richarlison, no. Bentancur, very, very low chance. But I think it'll be Kulusevski. If anyone is going to come back from injury, it's going to be Kulusevski.
Yeah, against Arsenal in the North London derby, Basuma hasn't been convincing, really. So it's possible we could go with the Højbjerg Sar midfield. Them two together did superb in the last 15 minutes against Palace.
Yeah, it's true. But I'm really excited about Sar. He's such an exciting player. His physicality, speed, passing. He's so calm. He's like Moussa Dembele. And he's only 20.
He's already proved himself. He's not this youngster who's not yet found his confidence. Like Sar, most youngsters when they play, they just play. They don't think about anything else because there's no standard that's set for them.
Yeah.
Sar, there's already a standard set for him, and he's living to those expectations. And he's still like 20.
I think part of that has to do with him being a regular starter at Lens, which is where he was before he came to us, and the fact that he's a full international for Senegal and made a couple appearances at the World Cup. That helps because he's an established player. And then when you compare that to someone like,
even Skip.
The biggest example is Skip or Ryan Sessegnon. Neither of those two have been in the starting. They haven't had consistent football. But Skip, I understand Skip only because he was out for 6 months for us. Which was a horrifying injury. It's bad to get it when you're like 21, 22. But to be out for 6 months is even worse. So that's going to affect his form a lot, and understandably. So I think he's still continuing his comeback into to form because it's not going to be easy, I don't think.
Yeah, not going to be easy for Skip. He did really well on loan at Norwich City.
Yeah.
When he was on loan for them.
Scored his first professional goal there as well.
Yeah, he did. But at Spurs this season, he's been doing pretty good. Last season at the beginning, Nuno did use him quite a lot in a Højbjerg Skip midfield, which did do quite well at times when the whole team was playing well. Of course, not in our losses, like when we lost 3-0 against Manchester United. We don't talk about that. And 3-0 to Chelsea. Mm-hmm. But Skip still has a long way to go. He's still really young.
Yeah. But that's it for our reactions to Tottenham Hotspur's 1-0 win against Portsmouth in the Emirates FA Cup. If you enjoyed and want to see more Spurs content, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what your reaction to this very scrappy win over a League One side was. And until next time,
come on, you Spurs!